I have to say this because otherwise the guy behind the camera there doesn't get paid. Please keep us on the air, donate, and subscribe. Ask your friends to subscribe. And my guest today is Catherine Swift. She is the president of
the Coalition of Concerned Manufacturers and Businesses of Canada.
It's a long name, but it's a great organization, and you have wonderful members concerned, and we'll deal with this another time. Now that there's Trump in the office and tariffs, it's going to be a big deal. But for right now, a little humor to start with, because you wrote a terrific article in your news magazine, and essentially it was, you don't want to be a friend of Justin Trudeau.
No, it actually was entitled The Trudeau Kiss of Death. And I came upon it just thinking of a lot of people who had often quite stellar reputations prior to having some kind of liaison, you know, some kind of appointment or whatever by Trudeau. And then now you don't even hear of them anymore. They've sort of crawled off into, you know, back under a rock or something.
Examples. I know there's some economists, there's military leaders.
Well, for starters, what about David Johnston? Oh. There's an accomplished fellow, Cambridge, Harvard grad, dean of law at a couple of law schools.
Governor General.
Known to be a liberal, but who appoints him Governor General? Stephen Harper, a conservative. And then the kiss of death comes along from Trudeau. He appoints him special rapporteur. And Johnson, kowtowing to what he knew Trudeau wanted, said, we don't need a public inquiry into Chinese election interference, when everybody knew we needed a public inquiry. So he looks terrible now. Yep. Long-time reputation ruined. And do we hear about him now?
It is ruined.
We do not.
No, it is ruined. And because he accepted Trudeau's invitation.
Absolutely.
And he should have known better, but I guess Trudeau was persuasive, and he wanted to help.
And he was a family friend, don't forget. He knew Trudeau as a little kid back in the day.
I saw Johnston at an event a few weeks ago, and he is a shadow of his former self. He just ruined him.
No, it was brutal. Well, another one I think is that We Charity. We Charity, the Kielburger brothers, was known to be seemingly a pretty decent charity. Suddenly they get associated with Trudeau. They get offered a pot full of money that never materialized because it was ridiculous, you know, it was absurd. And suddenly people start investigating some of their activities and find out they've got a gigantic, valuable real estate portfolio in Toronto. What's that all about? Some of their foreign project. Oh, not quite what they seem. And again, the kiss of death strikes.
And paying Margaret Trudeau, the Prime Minister's mother.
Wife, and brother.
So paying you have a long list of people who have been associated with Trudeau, some in politics, some outside of politics, and they get close to him. But it's him too, because he does kiss a lot of people off.
Oh yeah, well
he uses them.
But the interesting thing is that I think Mark Carney is going to be the next recipient of the kiss of death, and it's already started. People are starting to dig into some of the stuff he's involved with, and it doesn't look too great. But the interesting thing is the people that left voluntarily, their reputations are intact, whether it's a Mark Carney, he finally got out of there. Andrew Leslie, you might remember, honorable military, just didn't run again, and so on.
I want you to know that PMO watches this show. They're going to love this one. Good. Catherine Swift,
I think so.
Thanks very much. 3 minutes. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so, because 4 years ago we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act. Once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.